Hi, this is the 7th tutorial on HTML2 WordPress, and in this tutorial we are going to continue building our WordPress theme. And what we're going to do today is to customize the container templates. Now, referring back to our overall structure of a WordPress site, right. What I'm calling container are these main pages like index.php, single.php, pages.php, etc. And these are the reason I call them main container is because that they contain the main content information here. And in addition, these pages also have WordPress functions that loads in the header, sidebar, and the footer. As you can see here, because all of these pages are separate files, we can essentially style each of them differently. However, just to keep things simple, within this tutorial, we'll be keeping the same layout for all of our container pages. Okay, so now let's get started. So we left off in our last tutorial here, where we styled the sidebar. So we customized the sidebar .php file, and we generated that. And actually, while we were doing the sidebar, we actually looked into the index.php file very briefly. And the index.php file is one of the most important container pages. So why don't we start off this tutorial with that page. So now I'm going to just open up my text wrangler to show you the page. Okay, so this is the original Starker's template for the index.php file, except we've made some additional, tiny minor changes in our last tutorial, just mainly adding in the containers, content and main divs up top, and then closing the divs below here and there. Right, so now we should probably go in and start explaining what exactly is all these gibberish stuff mean anyways. What exactly do they do? Okay, so the first thing you see is very simply get header. Well, this is kind of intuitive. This function, this WordPress functions, actually goes in and grabs the everything within the header.php file, which we have modified and customized like two screencasts ago. And then after that, it loads in this funny little thing. So this is what is called the loop, in quotes, the loop, or the WordPress loop. This is a very main feature in WordPress that allows it to automatically generate content by pulling information within the database and then putting it within this section. So let me just show you what we're trying to do here. So this is the demo layout, the HTML page for the index page, the home page, and you can see that in every one of these, it's supposed to show, for every post, it's supposed to show the title of the article, followed by this post by the author name, and then followed under by some sort of categories. And then you have the short, brief description of the post. And then after that, you have the following things. Read more, which is kind of like a link to go into the full post, and then you have a link to comments, and then you have the date of the posting, and this is true for, well, it's not shown here, but this is true for all the posts on the page. And in our current theme, you notice that this is not what is happening. So up top we have the title, that's correct, and then we have a date, which doesn't belong there, and then we have a huge long list of the whole complete article, which isn't what we want either, and then we have the list of tags and the posts, and then the edit link, and then a bunch of comments. So obviously there's things that we need to fix within this current layout, so let's go in to do that. So I've opened up the side here, this is index.html, which is the actual layout file that we will be using in order to, as a demo, in order to copy and paste from, in order to create our theme page. So if we scroll down a little bit, we'll get to right here, which is the name of the article about this demo layout. Alright, so going back to this loop, you can see here that what happens here is that this while function just lets WordPress, tell WordPress to, for every article you have, do this. A bunch of stuff to it. So the first thing is it goes and creates a div tag, and inside that div tag it has the h2 tag, which is similar to what we have here, and then inside that it puts a link to the article, right, and then followed by the title, which is what we have here, closing a tag, closing h2 tag. So this is what we needed, so that's good. But the second part, you see that there's a time here. That is not what we want. So why don't we just take this out and put in what we need. So you can see here, the thing we need next is the post offer. So actually just start the p tag first. So p class is equals to post info. And then we have to put in posted by. And now we need a link, actually we need to know the author of the post. And we can do that by using another WordPress built-in, oops. No. Sorry. Edit, redo typing. Okay. We can do that, posted by, okay, by putting in a built-in WordPress function, and this is called the offer. Very simple. Let's just close that properly. Right, so after we put in the name of the offer, we have a divider bar, and then filed under, and then there is a listing of different categories. And so let's put in another WordPress function to grab the categories. So it's just called the category. And then we need some separators for these categories. And let's use a comma and a space to separate between each one. And then let's close that off. And the next thing well, technically they didn't put in here, but it's probably a nice thing I find for people to have access to tags, relevant tags that's associated with the post. So let's put another divider bar in, and then type in another function. This is called the tags. And then in this case, we want to put in tags. So this is the pre-intro to what it's called, and then we want to put a spacer with, again, just a comma and a space. And then we want to end it with, let's say end it with a break tag. Okay, and make sure we close the whole thing properly. Did we close it properly? Tags. To close this whole thing properly. Oops. There we go. And then after that, we need to close the PHP script tag and then close the P tag. Okay, so now let's save this and take a look at what our site currently looks like with the changes. That's better. So as you can see here now that we've created a post by the author name, followed by the categories filed under this and that, and then a listing of all the different tags. Exactly, well, what we have here, except there's additional tags.